In today's video, we cover 17 of the most common Spirit Airlines interview questions that the hiring manager will ask during your interview. Each answer can be customized to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Before your interview, it's important to research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. Question number 1. What will be a challenge for you at your new job? To answer this question, focus on a specific and realistic challenge you might face while showing self-awareness. Avoid making it sound like you're unprepared or unsure about your ability to succeed. Instead, mention how you plan to address the challenge, which demonstrates problem-solving skills and a proactive mindset. One challenge I foresee is getting used to Spirit Airlines' specific policies and procedures, especially since every airline has its way of doing things. I'm confident in my ability to adapt, but I know there's a learning curve when starting any new job. To tackle this, I plan to take detailed notes during training, ask questions when unsure, and spend extra time reviewing the materials provided. This approach will help me get up to speed quickly and do my job well. Question number 2. Name a time in a professional job you had to change directions on short notice. When answering a question about changing directions on short notice, focus on a specific situation where you had to adapt quickly and effectively. Highlight the challenge, explain how you adjusted, and share the positive result. Emphasize skills like flexibility, teamwork, and problem solving. Be concise but detailed, making sure the story flows naturally and shows your ability to handle unexpected situations. Before continuing, don't forget to customize this answer by adding your own personal work experience, skills, and qualifications. In my previous job, I was working on a project that required detailed preparation for a client presentation. Just 2 hours before the meeting, we were informed that the client wanted us to focus on a different topic we hadn't prepared for. Instead of panicking, I quickly gathered my team to brainstorm and split the work. I handled the data and slide adjustments while others focused on talking points and visuals. I stayed calm and communicated clearly, ensuring everyone knew what they needed to do. When the meeting started, we had a revised presentation addressing the client's new priorities. The client appreciated our ability to adapt quickly, strengthening our relationship with them. That experience taught me how important it is to stay flexible and focus on solutions when plans change unexpectedly. Question number 3. Why did you leave your last job? Or why are you leaving your current job? To answer this question, focus on being honest but professional. Avoid criticizing your former employer or colleagues. Highlight positive reasons for leaving, such as seeking new opportunities, wanting to grow, or aligning with a new direction in your career. If you left for challenging reasons, frame them as lessons learned and focus on what you're looking for in your next role. Be clear and concise and stay positive. I left my last job because I'm looking for an opportunity to continue to grow and make a meaningful impact. While I appreciated the experience I gained there, I felt I had reached a point where I wasn't being challenged as much as I'd like. I want to work in an environment that values customer service and innovation, and Spirit Airlines stood out to me for its focus on providing affordable travel without sacrificing quality. I'm excited about the chance to contribute to a team that is passionate about creating positive customer experiences, and I feel my skills and enthusiasm are a great match for this role. Question number 4. Name a time you were proud of a professional accomplishment. To answer this question, focus on a specific accomplishment that shows skills or qualities Spirit Airlines values, like customer service, teamwork, adaptability, or leadership. Briefly describe the situation, your actions, and the positive outcome. Keep your answer honest and straightforward while emphasizing why the accomplishment mattered to you and how it relates to the job you're applying for. Just a quick reminder. Don't forget to customize this answer by adding your own personal work experience, skills, and qualifications. In my previous job, I was proud of a project where I led a small team to improve our customer feedback process. We noticed a pattern of complaints about delays in responses, and I took the initiative to redesign how we handled inquiries. I worked with my team to create a system that prioritized urgent cases and simplified follow-up procedures. This change reduced our response time by 40% within 3 months. One specific moment stood out when a customer thanked me for resolving an issue they had been struggling with for weeks. Hearing their gratitude reminded me why the work mattered. It wasn't just about efficiency, but about showing people we cared. That experience gave me confidence in my ability to identify problems, find solutions, and make a difference in how customers feel. Question number 5. Which part of orientation resonated with you? To answer this question, reflect on specific moments during orientation that stood out. Focus on something that connects with your personal values, professional goals, or the role you're applying for. Explain why that part of the orientation mattered and how it helps you understand Spirit Airlines better. Avoid giving a vague or overly general response. Show that you were attentive and engaged. During orientation, the part that stood out the most to me was the explanation of Spirit Airlines' focus on affordability and making travel accessible to everyone. I appreciated learning how every decision, from operations to customer service, ties back to that mission. It connected with me because I believe travel should be something everyone can experience, not just a luxury for some. The company's perspective on balancing affordability with safety and efficiency showed me that Spirit takes its commitments seriously. It also gave me a deeper understanding of how my role would contribute to that goal, whether creating a positive customer experience or working as part of a team to keep things running smoothly. That focus on purpose and teamwork resonated with me and excited me even more to be part of Spirit Airlines. Question number 6. How do you communicate with a guest who does not speak your language? Show that you stay calm and solution-focused when faced with communication barriers. Highlight specific methods or tools you've used or would use to connect with the guest. Show that you care about the guest's needs and are willing to adapt to find the best way to help them. If I'm assisting a guest who doesn't speak my language, I start by using nonverbal communication, like gestures, facial expressions, and pointing to important items or signs to help convey what I'm saying. I also try to see if there's a way to translate, using a translation app on my phone or finding a colleague who speaks their language. For example, in my previous job, I helped a guest who only spoke Spanish by using a translation app to explain the steps they needed to take. They appreciated the effort, and we managed to sort everything out. If time allows, I'd also provide visual aids or written instructions in their language. My goal is to ensure the guest feels cared for and gets the help they need, even if we don't share the same language. It's about being patient and doing whatever it takes to make the situation work for them. Question number 7. What 3 adjectives would your boss use to describe you? When answering this question, focus on qualities that highlight your strengths and work ethic. Choose adjectives that align with the job you're applying for and back them up with specific examples or context. This shows that your answer is thoughtful and genuine, not just a string of flattering words. Avoid generic terms like nice or good and steer towards traits that show you add value to the team. My boss would describe me as reliable, hardworking, and positive. Reliable because they can count on me to show up on time, meet deadlines, and deliver consistent results. I know how important that is in a fast-paced environment like Spirit Airlines. I am hardworking because I always put in the effort to not only do my job but to exceed expectations. For example, I once volunteered to cover a coworker's shift while still completing my own tasks to make sure we met a tight deadline. Positive because I keep a good attitude, even when things get challenging. My boss often said my energy made a difference on tough days and helped the team stay focused. These traits are a big part of who I am and how I approach my work. Question number 8. What is your greatest weakness? When asked about your weakness, the key is to be honest but strategic. Choose a real weakness that won't hurt your ability to do the job. Show self-awareness by acknowledging your weaknesses and demonstrating your commitment to improving. Avoid cliches like "I work too hard" and focus on a thoughtful, genuine answer with a clear improvement plan. One area I've been working on is speaking up in group settings. I've always been more comfortable one-on-one, so in larger meetings or team discussions, I used to hesitate to share my thoughts. I realized that this could hold me back, especially in situations where collaboration and sharing ideas are key. To improve, I've started preparing more before group discussions, so I feel confident about what I want to contribute. I also set small goals, like sharing at least one thought or idea in each meeting. Over time, this has helped me feel more at ease and find my voice in group settings. It's still something I'm improving, but I'm proud of the progress I've made so far. Question number 9. What is your greatest fear? When talking about your greatest fear, focus on something genuine but not overly personal or unrelated to the workplace. Tie your response to a growth mindset, showing how you've addressed this fear or how it motivates you to improve. Avoid making the answer negative or giving a fear that could conflict with the job's responsibilities. My greatest fear is becoming stagnant in my personal and professional growth. I never want to feel like I'm just going through the motions or not challenging myself to improve. For a while, I worried about stepping out of my comfort zone, whether it was trying something new or taking on more responsibility. But over time, I've learned to see that fear as a push to keep moving forward. For example, when I was asked to train new hires at my previous job, I felt unsure at first because it was new territory for me. Instead of letting that fear hold me back, I took it as an opportunity to build confidence and improve my skills. I actively look for ways to stretch myself and embrace challenges, even if they feel intimidating at first. This approach keeps me motivated and helps me grow. Question number 10. Do you have a passport? When asked if you have a passport, the goal is to provide a direct and clear response. Mention whether you have a passport, its validity, and any relevant details about your travel readiness. This reassures the interviewer that you meet the requirements for a role involving international travel. If you don't currently have one, explain your plan to obtain it. I do have a passport, and it's valid for the next 5 years. I make sure to keep it updated since I enjoy traveling and know how important it is for work opportunities like this. I also keep a copy of it on hand in case it's ever needed for travel planning or emergencies. I'm ready for any trip Spirit Airlines might require, whether domestic or international. If there are any specific travel documents or requirements Spirit Airlines asks for, I'm happy to take care of them as needed. Question number 11. Are you willing to accept any assignment based on needs of Spirit and willing to go through 4 weeks of unpaid training? Be honest and enthusiastic in your response. Show that you understand Spirit Airlines' needs and are willing to adapt to the job. Express commitment to the role and a positive attitude about the unpaid training and flexibility required. Highlight your ability to adapt and align with the company's goals. I understand that Spirit Airlines has unique needs, and I'm fully prepared to accept any assignment that aligns with those needs. I believe being adaptable is an important part of contributing to the success of the team. As for the 4 weeks of unpaid training, I'm ready to commit to it. I see it as an investment in my skills and a chance to immerse myself in Spirit's standards and expectations. I value the opportunity to learn and grow in this role, and I understand the importance of being fully trained and prepared to provide the best experience for customers. I'm excited to prove my dedication and reliability from the very start, and I'm ready to do what it takes to meet Spirit Airlines' standards and contribute to the team. Now, before we continue, check out these awesome videos. I have posted the links to them in the description below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more great videos posted every single week. Question number 12. Tell me about a specific time you went above and beyond your normal work responsibilities. To answer this question well, focus on a real example where you stepped up to meet a challenge or took initiative to exceed expectations. Describe the situation clearly, explain what actions you took, and share the positive results of your efforts. Be specific about your role and make it clear why your actions were impactful. In my previous job as a customer service representative, we had a passenger who missed their connecting flight due to a delay. She was upset because the delay wasn't her fault, and she had an important meeting the next morning. I knew we were short-staffed, but I decided to step in and personally assist her. I looked into alternative flights and found that the next flight wouldn't get her there on time. I worked with a colleague to find another airline that could accommodate her and arrange for her ticket transfer. Then I helped her with her bags and ensured she knew where to check in for her new flight. She thanked me for going out of my way, and the airline received a positive review mentioning my name. It felt good knowing that my efforts not only helped her, but also reflected well on our team. Question number 13. What would you do if a customer was yelling at a coworker, flight attendant, and they were struggling? To answer this question, focus on showing empathy for the customer and your coworker while emphasizing teamwork and de-escalation. Explain how you would remain calm, step in to support your coworker, and handle the situation professionally. Make it clear that you would prioritize safety and the customer experience. If I saw a customer yelling at a coworker who was struggling, my first step would be to calmly step in and try to take over the situation to ease the tension. I'd approach with a calm and friendly tone, acknowledging the customer's frustration by saying something like, "I can see you're upset. Let's see how we can fix this." This would give my coworker a chance to regroup while shifting the customer's attention to me. I'd listen to the customer and try to understand their issue, staying calm and professional no matter their tone. Once I understood their concern, I'd work on finding a solution or explaining the situation clearly to them. If the customer became too aggressive or disruptive, I'd follow Spirit Airlines protocols for addressing unruly behavior to ensure everyone's safety. My goal would always be to de-escalate the situation and keep the environment positive for passengers and crew. Question number 14. Tell me about an emergency situation and how did you handle it? To successfully answer this question, focus on a real situation where you stayed calm and acted quickly to resolve an emergency. Describe the context briefly, the steps you took to address the problem, and the outcome. Emphasize your ability to think clearly, work under pressure, and keep others safe or reassured during the situation. During a previous role, I was working in a retail store when a customer suddenly collapsed near the checkout area. It was clear something serious was happening, so I immediately assessed the situation. I asked a coworker to call 911 while I stayed with the customer to ensure they didn't injure themselves further. I checked to see if they were conscious and breathing and spoke calmly to them, reassuring them that help was on the way. I made sure the area around them was clear of any hazards, and I stayed by their side until paramedics arrived. Thankfully, they regained consciousness before being taken to the hospital. Afterward, I helped inform their family about what had happened. The situation reinforced how important it is to stay calm, take quick action, and focus on supporting the people involved. That experience has stayed with me, and I feel more prepared to handle emergencies because of it. Question number 15. If you encountered a crying baby on the plane, how would you handle the situation? When answering this question, focus on showing empathy, problem-solving skills, and your ability to create a positive experience for passengers. Make it clear that you understand the challenges parents face when traveling with young children and are prepared to handle the situation calmly and professionally. If I encountered a crying baby on the plane, my first step would be to assess the situation calmly and figure out how I could help. I would approach the parent or guardian with a friendly and understanding attitude, acknowledging that traveling with a baby can be stressful. I might ask if there's anything they need, such as warm water for a bottle, assistance with carrying items, or even a quick moment to get settled. If it feels appropriate, I could offer simple suggestions that might help soothe the baby, like adjusting the cabin noise level if possible or suggesting something to distract the child. I'd also be mindful of the other passengers, making sure they know we're doing our best to resolve the situation. My goal would be to create a supportive atmosphere where the parent feels less stressed and other passengers feel reassured that the situation is being managed with care. Question number 16. Have you ever had any problems with your coworkers, and how was the problem resolved? When answering this question, focus on showing your ability to handle conflict constructively. Describe a real-life situation where you faced a problem with a coworker, explain the steps you took to resolve it, and highlight the positive outcome. The goal is to demonstrate teamwork, communication skills, and professionalism. Avoid blaming others or sounding negative about past coworkers. In my previous job, I had a coworker who consistently missed deadlines, which affected our team's progress. At first, I was frustrated, but I realized it was more productive to talk to them directly. I approached them calmly and asked if everything was okay or if they needed any support. It turned out they were overwhelmed with personal issues, which was affecting their work. After discussing it, we agreed to adjust some of the workload temporarily and set clear priorities. I also offered to help where I could to ease the pressure. With this approach, they were able to get back on track and our team's efficiency improved. This experience taught me the importance of open communication and addressing issues early instead of letting frustrations build. It also showed me how understanding and teamwork can create a stronger work environment. And finally, here's the last question. Question number 17. Are you willing to relocate? When asked about your willingness to relocate, be honest and clear about your flexibility. Show that you understand how relocation fits into the role and emphasize your commitment to the company. If you are open to relocating, explain why it aligns with your career goals. If there are limits to your willingness, communicate them respectfully while expressing interest in working with the company. Yes, I am willing to relocate. I understand that being part of an airline like Spirit often comes with opportunities in different locations, and I'm ready to adapt if it helps the team and aligns with company goals. Relocating also gives me a chance to grow both personally and professionally, as I get to experience new environments and challenges. While I value the familiarity of where I currently live, I'm confident that relocating would be a positive change for my career. I'm open to discussing what's needed and how I can contribute in a new location. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.